Fiona and Cake, Season 2, Episode 5, The Butterfly and the River. I gotta say, am I the only one that's a little underwhelmed with this season thus far? Let's talk about it. All right, guys, Brent here back with Geek Variants, cover all things Marvel, DC, Lord of the. You know, we cover a wide variety of topic. If you're already subscribed, and being subscribed or hitting that like button is the easiest way of being notified whenever we drop a new video. This time, Fiona and Cake Season 2, Episode 5. I gotta say, this episode was more about symbolism and kind of like just more or less an homage to stuff that they've already done in the past. As far as moving the story forward, we did very little to kind of encapsulate a lot of what was going on here. I can summarize everything that happened in about three things. Marshall Lee's past was talked about, and he had a date night with his boyfriend's parents. Second, Huntress Wizard had a big old coming to moment while searching through the heart of the forest, or what she believed to be the heart of the forest, with Cake, and basically leveled up her horns. And third, Fiona managed to screw things royally up by not only raising the price of the spot, but now basically, in effect, selling part of her soul, so to speak. We haven't seen the official part of it to Hannah Abadir, Marshall Lee's mom. So, yeah, that's basically all that's happened this episode. And I gotta say, while it was great to see Marshall Lee's past and seeing that the adult he has become because of his past. His mother was a perfectionist who wanted quiet, who wanted peace, wanted a diligent, hardworking student, basically what every parent wanted, but went about everything the exact wrong way, forcing Marshall Lee to become this kind of perfectionist and a people pleaser pathologically to an umpteenth unhealthy degree. And, he was a very altruistic kid. He was more into music and arts and being creative. So, like, being like a bookworm or taking excessive notes or doing things of that nature academically, not really up his wheelhouse. So, forcing someone to do that was just wrong in a lot of senses of the word. Marshall Lee, being the creative that he is, eventually found his calling, but he found it through our version of the Ice Queen inside of this world, who gave him his own little mini piano player, one of the ones he can actually carry about, because I was carrying an actual piano. And he was able to discover some bit of music from it, but it seems like he had a harsh falling out pertaining to it. And he has some kind of abandonment issues pertaining to his mom, even though his mom's now like on him 24/7 to try and get a hold of him, and has even hired someone named Damon to go ahead and basically stalk everyone around Marshall Lee to get more information pertaining to him as often as can be possibly done. So, really tragic to hear about Marshall Lee's past in this sense and seeing how it's kind of formed him. But at least in this universe, the bubblegum that we have is someone who is very kind, very caring, very compassionate, is willing to at least hear Marshall Lee out and work through a lot of the issues that he has verbally, as opposed to, just making him keep everything inside. And he's like, look, cooking is my outlet. Maybe music will be yours, which is nice, because what I find, therapeutic, someone might find very, very anti-therapeutic. So you kind of have to play to your strengths and kind of learn things about yourself, how to find your best outlet in order to relax. Otherwise, things can get a little bit chaotic in any world you're in, whether it's ooh or reality. And with everything going on there, we see that Fiona has met up with the DJ Flame, and she got to see some of the music side of things, got to kind of see how everything went about there, but ultimately ended up realizing that she was being followed as soon as she was leaving the spot by Damon, which led her to Hannah Abadir, which is kind of like the big cliffhanger that they're leaving us on. We did see in the dream, or this inverted reality, I should say, of the life of the tree. Once Huntress Wizard merged with the tree with Cake, Cake ended up becoming one of her arms. That ultimately they had a time where they're popping in and out of past, present, and future slots throughout the tree's lifespan. In one lifespan, we had one where Butterfly was being attacked by a spider. Cake decided to smash the spider because cats are naturally dangerous creatures. So they go ahead and they end certain things. She ended that spider and accidentally created a timeline like 1,000 years in the future where there was like some peppermint butler type mech attached to baby Finn who was running around with a sewing needle murdering moths because 5 moths turned into thousands of them, and things got very out of hand. And Cake's world, well, Cake and Fiona's world, got destroyed by moths. So yeah, you alter one tiny thing, things go bad. Whenever you mess with the past, the future gets a little wonky. In one of these timelines that Cake shoved her face in, she saw that Fifi, who I'm assuming is just going to be Fiona, was working for Hannah Abadir and was evicting people from apartments, making sure that no one was going to be staying them or squatting them in effects. Because Hannah Abadir originally started with a couple lots, which we learned about through the episode, and then eventually created this massive empire that eventually I believe she wanted Marshall Lee to inherit and kind of run, kind of like we had, the Nightosphere with, our other inverted past that we're having homages to. Another homage that we had throughout the episode was we talk about Prince Bubblegum and everything pertaining to him, that he we started out making lemon cookies, lemon bars, I should say, lemon bars specifically, which lemon grab was his first creation. And then, things kind of went, well, her first creation, how things went from there. And then we had Nelly, which represented the giant creature that was sucking on the tree directly under the castle, allowing everything to work throughout the Candy Kingdom. So, again, a nice little homage of, you know, things from past show to what we currently have with our version of Adventure Time. And with everything pertaining to the Huntress Wizard, things are getting really magical, really mystical. I am getting very tired, though, of every single time we have a chance to. We seem to always put Huntress Wizard completely like not wearing clothes. Like, do we need to do this every single time? Is the lack of coverage a necessity? Is this helping with ratings? Who is this for? I'm not the target audience. I'm not the target demographic. And I understand that the show, like even when we were kids, was definitely one of the more edgier shows. Heck, we had two adult males kissing in this, which doesn't bother me in the slightest. But the fact that we have to see more and more and more shots of Huntress Wizard not wearing clothes is kind of getting on my last nerves, and the story is kind of dragging at certain points. So I'm kind of perturbed as to where all this is going to go, and like, can we see less of it if possible? Please and thank you. But again, that's just me. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. The demonic wishing eye also fails. Happened at the very end of the episode. Demonic wishing eye fails. Finn is still in a coma because who would have thought that Bubblegum wouldn't been able to make the save, and Simon is still just as useless as he's always been as a human. Bless his heart. Tragic backstory. Should not be our lead hero character for any number of reasons, unless you want to fail. If you don't want to fail me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's free, greatly helps us out as well as it helps you out so you can find our videos more often in the future, as well as hitting that like button because that helps the algorithm know that this is content that you want to see. I'm Brent for Geek Variants. I will see y'all on Friday for Tuganagi. I'll see you.